now would you say?
Nothing else left for him. That was it. He can call it a day now if he wants to.
Is it possible to walk away from $100 million and never look back? Most people would say you're crazy, but Terence "Bud" Crawford just did exactly that. Just days ago, the undisputed king of boxing, sitting at a perfect 42-0, dropped a video that sent shockwaves through the sports world. He's out. He's done. No more weight cuts, no more training camps, and most importantly, no Canelo rematch.
Thank Bomac. I want to thank Red, Saul, Chet, Bernard, Dr. Conroy, Steven, Paulina, Shakur, Denise. I want to thank Julie. I want to thank Jessica, Ish, most importantly, my brother. I want to thank Harrison, my brother. I want to thank everybody that had a part in making this a success. Mama, Grandma, we made it.
While fans are losing their minds and promoters are scrambling to save their 2026 calendars, one voice stands out above the noise. The legendary Roy Jones Jr. has finally given his verdict on Crawford's sudden exit, and his response is not what anyone expected. While the world is mourning the end of an era, Roy is calling this the beautiful thing and perfect timing.
What do you think about Terence retiring? I think it was a beautiful idea. I think the greatest thing he could have did, the smartest thing he could have did. We got nothing to prove.
But behind that endorsement lies a much darker story involving a $300,000 tax, a public feud with boxing's biggest organization, and a calculated power play that might be the greatest move Bud Crawford ever made outside the ring.
Terence Crawford, he told the WBC to basically go fuck themselves yesterday and is refusing to pay sanctioning fees to them for his $50 million fight against Canelo. $50 million! Did he forget where he came from? Or how he got there? How do you think you rose to that level? Through the ranking system. You get positioned to make that kind of money. I mean, come on, you're 38 years old. You've been paying sanctioning fees for a long time in the past. There's nothing new here. It's nothing groundbreaking. You had no problem when they were ranking you to fucking fight Canelo. It's like my agent getting me a huge movie and he's asking for his 10% commission of all the work he put in. And then I tell him, you know what? Go fuck yourself. How fair is that? I've heard Crawford say many times that he loves the belts, but suddenly the WBC is the enemy and the ring belt is the only one that matters? I mean, seriously, Suleiman has to be rolling in his grave.
When Roy Jones Jr. speaks, the boxing world listens, especially because Roy has lived every side of this story. For months, Roy was the one publicly urging Crawford to chase one last piece of history. He wanted Bud to drop down to 160 pounds, snag a title in a 6th weight class, and then ride off into the sunset like a god. But the moment Crawford released that 5-minute retirement video, Roy changed his tune. In a recent sit-down, Roy was asked if Crawford was making a mistake by leaving so much money on the table. Roy didn't hesitate. He called the timing perfect. To understand why a legend like Roy would celebrate a superstar quitting at his peak, you have to look at Roy's own history. Roy stayed too long. He took the fights he didn't need and paid the price physically and for his legacy. By watching Crawford walk away at 42-0 right after schooling Canelo Alvarez, Roy sees a fighter doing what he couldn't, leaving while he's still the best on the planet.
The beautiful thing about Bud Crawford's career, he was so dominant, and up until this point, you could kind of explain things away. He was too big for Gamboa. There was nobody at 140. It was all these arguments that I've even brought up, knowing that he's a great talent, but I just didn't see him having anyone who ever pushed him in the ring. Well, it's hard to get somebody to push you in the ring if you're just that damn good. We were just talking about Roy Jones Jr.
Right.
We never had anybody push Roy in the ring. Well, in his prime, you just ain't gonna find anybody. If James Toney can't do it, you're just not gonna find him. Roy Jones was just that. dominant, and you find out, it's so sad that it's happening so late, but everybody all around boxing know who Terence Crawford is, how good he is, and you just can't explain shit away, even if you try. That guy's just great, bro, and he's big and strong, and he's gonna be a problem for whoever at 154.
While the official reason for retirement is that there's nothing left to prove, the streets are talking about a much uglier situation behind the scenes. Just weeks before the announcement, a massive scandal erupted between Crawford and the WBC. The organization stripped Crawford of his super middleweight belt over a $300,000 sanctioning fee. For a man who just made $50 million fighting Canelo, 300 grand sounds like pocket change, right? But for Crawford, it was about the principle. He went on a scorched earth rant on social media, blasting WBC president Mauricio Sulaiman. Crawford didn't hold back, calling the fee a tax and accusing the organizations of living like kings on the blood and sweat of the fighters. He literally told them they could keep the trophy because he didn't need a piece of tin to tell the world who the real champion was. This wasn't just a financial dispute. It was a middle finger to the entire boxing establishment.
Mauricio, got a lot to say about me not paying him $300,000 plus another $100K something for sanction fees, right? Then he gonna tell me I ain't even apologize. Like, think I am? Boy, you better slap your ain't paying your ass. Talking about pay you $300,000. What makes you so better than any of the other sanctioned bodies? Huh? Answer that question. What makes you better than the WBO, the IBF, or the WBA? Everybody accepted what I was giving them. But you, the WBC, think that you better than everybody, don't you? So since you, the WBC, and you got the belt, which don't mean real belt is the ring belt, which is free. What are you talking about? You want me to pay you more than the other sanctioned bodies because you feel like you better than them? How in the world all the sanctioned bodies agreed to the same amount, but you say that I need to apologize to you? You can take, it's a trophy anyway, paying you every time I step foot in.
There's a reason Crawford is obsessed with that 42-0 record. In the modern era, the O is everything. We saw what happened to legends who hung around too long. Look at the accusations surfaced against the sport's health protocols when older fighters get hurt. It's a brutal game. Crawford is 38 years old. He's been fighting professionally since 2008. That's nearly 20 years of his life spent in the most unforgiving environment on earth. Roy Jones Jr. pointed out that Crawford is at his artistic zenith right now. He just put on a masterclass against the face of boxing in front of 70,000 people in Las Vegas. If he stays for the rematch, he's gambling with everything. One lucky punch from a motivated Canelo could erase the aura of invincibility he spent 2 decades building. By retiring now, Crawford secures a seat at the table with Mayweather and Marciano. He leaves the fans wanting more, which is the ultimate power move.
Crawford is the most talented fighter that I've ever been in the ring with, right along with Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao was a savage. He was definitely savage, but Crawford, skill for skill, I ain't never been in the ring with nobody more skillful than Crawford. This is history. This is a GOAT before he became the GOAT. And you gotta see how he was before he got to where he is now.
Despite the emotional retirement video and the heartfelt goodbyes, many insiders aren't buying it. People like Eddie Hearn are already whispering that this is the ultimate negotiation tactic.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, you never know the background to these things, you know. Is it part of a wider negotiation? That's just me knowing the game. Are there lingering injuries, which might be more likely, you know, where every camp, what's he, 38 years old, 39? Like every camp gets very, very hard. for the boxing world and even for fight fans, it's not frustrating because it's his decision, but he's now reached that superstar status. You kind of want him to keep going, and it wasn't like his performance against Canelo showed signs of aging or anything like that, but he's also made a lot of money. What a time to bow out on top. You know, a lot of fighters have one too many. So maybe he feels like the way my body is, maybe I'll get beat and I don't need to get beat. I've got everything I've got. Or maybe he had a contract to fight someone else, but if he retires, he's not in that contract anymore, or it will give him greater leverage to negotiate a deal. That's just me being devious, which is part of my job. But it all depends on his body. I mean, that, you know, I wasn't being facetious before, but like, you never know the landscape of this, but more likely he's thought this is a good time to bow out, or got a few niggles and I don't think I should fight him. But if physically he's able, he's one of the greatest fighters of all time. So his IQ's on another level, but what is there to do? Like, he's not going to want to go and fight, I don't know, Jaron Ennis. Like, he's going to look at that and go, well, I'm going to fight a 28-year-old coming through, I'm giving you my legacy. Do you know what I mean? So I think bowing out at the top like that's pretty cool thing to do.
Have you seen Canelo Diego Pacheco next?
Sorry?
Think about it. Canelo Alvarez has a massive deal with Netflix and a massive hole in his 2026 schedule. The only fight the world wants to see is Crawford. By retiring, Crawford has effectively ended the negotiations. He told the promoters, "I don't need your money." Now, if they want him back, they can't just offer him a standard purse. They have to offer him come out of retirement money. We're talking a 9-figure, $100 million payday. It's a damn smart play if you think about it. If the money doesn't hit that number, he stays home and enjoys his legacy. If it does, he comes back for the biggest robbery in boxing history. Even Roy Jones Jr. acknowledged that while he loves the retirement, the allure of the ring is hard to kill when the check is that big.
Dude, Terence Crawford retiring makes all the sense in the world to me. I mean, the guy has literally accomplished the biggest thing you can possibly accomplish in boxing, and that's being on Mount Rushmore. I mean, not only did he end on top by being the best fighter in the world, he is a long-lasting fighter. I mean, he's knocking on 39 years old. It's appropriate. And with all the things that he's accomplished and everything that he's gone through as of late, as far as being stripped of the titles and everything like that, listen, man, Terence Crawford is it makes sense for him to go ahead and bow out and say that I'm done. And he ends his career as being one of the greatest fighters to ever do it. So shout out to Terence Bud Crawford. I know
we see the highlights and the belts, but we don't see the off-camera reality of being a 38-year-old elite athlete. Sources close to Crawford's camp have hinted that the training camps are becoming a nightmare. Injuries that used to heal in a week now take a month. The weight cuts are getting harder. Crawford has moved through 5 different weight classes, pushing his body to limits that most humans can't comprehend. Roy Jones Jr. knows this better than anyone. He warned that moving back down in weight after being at 168 could off a fighter's career for good. The physical shti you have to deal with at that age is no joke. Crawford is a family man who takes pride in his roots in Omaha. He's already made over $60 million. Why risk a permanent brain injury or a humiliating loss when you can go home and be a hero to your kids while you can still walk and talk perfectly?
So where do you think his standing all time goes? It was a couple fights ago, people were saying, well, yeah, he's got all these wins, all these titles, but no one's ever heard anybody's fought. Then he fought Errol Spence and dominated Errol Spence. But Errol's, that fight there was, going in, people was 50-50, but, maybe Errol was compromised. But then, Canelo goes in a big underdog, moves up a bunch of weight to fight, another legend in Canelo and beats him. So do you think he's done enough to cement himself as a, top 5 kind of guy? Or do you think he's, obviously a Hall of Famer, but do you think he's just, for lack of a better word, not to be disrespectful, but another Hall of Famer?
Well, I mean, I think that it depends on whoever you talk to. Some people think he's the greatest fighter ever. But, so that's just an opinion. So, I think that he walks away right now with winning the biggest fight of his career that a lot of people thought he had no chance of winning, and he won convincingly. And there ain't really nothing left for him to prove. I mean, there's other fights out there, of course, but there's always going to be fights out there.
Crawford's exit has left the super middleweight division in absolute chaos. By refusing to pay that WBC fee and then quitting, he's left the sanctioning bodies looking foolish. They're now trying to crown paper champions while everyone knows the real king is sitting on his porch in Nebraska. The fans are already starting to turn on the organizations, with social media blowing up over the corruption of the sanctioning fees. Roy Jones Jr.'s verdict isn't just about Crawford, it's a commentary on the state of boxing. He believes Crawford is better than Mayweather because he didn't cherry pick and he didn't play the games. He took the hardest fights, won them all, and then left the sport on his own terms without letting the suits take a cut of his final victory. It's a beautiful, messy, and legendary way to end a career that changed the sport forever.
Is he better than Floyd Mayweather?
To me, he is because he challenges himself. So for me, don't get me wrong, Floyd ain't no bad fighter. Floyd is a hell of a sharp fighter, but I ain't gonna say he's a better fighter. I'm gonna say I just can appreciate him more because he challenges himself. You know what I mean? Floyd never challenged himself. So if you tell me who I want to see, Floyd or Terence, I want to see Terence because Terence gonna challenge himself. Floyd may be a better fighter because Floyd is slick and Floyd really can fight. People know I don't underestimate Floyd's boxing ability. Floyd has great boxing ability. Floyd is one of the best ever, but Floyd just never challenged himself. So.
At the end of the day, Terence Crawford's legacy is now set in stone. Whether he stays retired or comes back for a massive payday, he has achieved something no other man has: 3-division undisputed status in the 4-belt era. Roy Jones Jr. summed it up best by saying that history is never retired. The shocking truth is that boxing needs Crawford more than Crawford needs boxing. He's exposed the greed of the sanctioning bodies and shown the world that a fighter can truly be his own boss. As he hangs up the gloves with that 42-0 record, the question isn't whether he'll regret leaving. The question is whether boxing will ever see another Bud Crawford. He fought for his city, he fought for his family, and in the end, he won the biggest fight of all, the fight to leave on his own 2 feet with his head held high.
Look at all the stuff that he done. You know what I mean? In his later years, so he comes a lot, you know what I mean? I think it's time for him to retire. Sit back, relax. Take care of your family and do what you want to do. Do what you wanted to do back when you was training and you couldn't do. You know what I mean? Go out there, have fun. You know what I mean?
Is that the perfect way to go out?
I think that's the perfect way to go out. You undefeated, no losses, all wins. You know what I mean?
Coming off of his best win. And
you fighting one of the guys they consider was the best in that division. And all around best fighter.
Now, do you think he comes back? Because a lot of times guys retire and they get lured back from these big paydays.
And see, that's something I really can't talk about though, but the way it seems now, I don't think he probably coming back. I mean, it got to be a bootful of money, man, for him to come back. You know what I mean? And I think he made the right move, man. You know what I mean? People talking about he shouldn't have did this, he should have did that, and all that. I said, man, no, he did what he's supposed to do. You know what I mean? They can hate all they want to hate. You know what I mean? I'm glad he went out like that, because a lot of them other fighters that they thought was great didn't go out like that. They came back and look what happened. They lost, got knocked out. You know what I mean?
By people that they had no business losing
to. Absolutely, absolutely.
But we'd love to hear from you. Do you think Crawford has retired for good? Or is there a massive payday on the cards in 2026? Let us know in the comments. That's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned, and we will catch you in the next video.